Alright, so before we start any actual coding, let's review real quick the programs we're going to be using. On the PC side, I'll be using Notepad. On the Mac side, we'll be using TextEdit. Um, you're free to use Dreamweaver if you know how to use it, but again, this isn't a Dreamweaver class. I might get into some Dreamweaver later on in the semester if we have some time, but I'm going to stick with Notepad just because we need to learn the code, and that's just the simplest way to do it. If you prefer other text editors such as BBEdit or Text Wrangler or any other thing, feel free to use it. It's up to you. Quick note for the Mac side, if you are going to use TextEdit, the first time you open the program, be sure you go up to your preferences and change it from rich text to plain text. The way to know if you are in rich text is if at the top of the screen you see a ruler with a bunch of buttons for left, right, and center justify, then you have rich text turned on. You're going to need plain text turned on. So go to your preferences and make sure you change that first before you save your files, before you start any coding. If not, you're going to run into some issues later on in the semester. Okay, so let's get to some coding. Alright, so if you've set up TextEdit on the Mac side and you're all good to go with Notepad on the PC side, then we are all good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and double click here and open Notepad. And the first thing we're going to do is save our file. So I'm going to go up to File and Save As. Do the same thing on the Mac side with TextEdit. Now, Notepad's going to default to .txt. Same on the Mac side. We need to change that because this is going to be an HTML file, so go ahead and delete it. If we save it as a TXT file, we're going to run into some issues later with the browser not understanding the code and displaying it instead. So we're going to name this index.html. Okay. And go ahead and hit save, but be sure you save it in the right folder. So I need to change this to the Carlos Chapin folder that I created, my root level folder, whatever you named yours, and hit save. Alright, now we are ready to start coding.